Thank you so much for taking time out and being with us on ET Now. To begin with respect to that announcement that Total Energies is going to invest for 25% stake in Adani New Industries, can you give us a little more detail on the investment, on the timelines, and how this is really going to enhance the upcoming plans?
Yes, thank you for the question. We recently announced, and in fact, last year we made a formal announcement that we will be investing $50 billion in our green hydrogen ecosystem. And to that extent, what we did post the announcement was to find ways to accelerate the development. So part of that process was to bring in equity partner Total Energies for two reasons. One, their expertise in the energy supply chain, and so it helps us in developing the supply chain for the new green hydrogen. And secondly, what it does is that it moves us to the execution phase. So we've already we are well into our ecosystem development. So we expect with this now we can focus purely on the execution and completion. Our timelines broadly will be we expect to have first hydrogen out by year end 2025 calendar year, or worst case, first quarter 2026.
Hi, Nikunj also joining in. It's always good to connect with you. I'm going to talk about the first half versus the second half. The first half has been exciting for Adani Group of companies, M&A, advantage of commodity prices, huge acquisitions, big project developments. For next 6 months, what are the factors and projects which are at play which would kick in? Because the business you are in, it is also important for your shareholders and our viewers to understand that what is kicking in terms of timeline. So how will the second half be different from the first half?
But largely, broadly speaking, we don't change that much even on a year-to-year basis, that on half-year to half-year, because our core investments are in energy and utility and infrastructure, which are by very definition stable, utility nature, long gestation projects. So in relation to the first half to second half, we expect some moderation in energy prices. So it will impact some level of revenue generation in our mining services and IRM businesses. But overall, which is what's the core value for Adani Enterprise, which is its incubating businesses, which is airports well on track, road business is well on track, our data center business well on track to complete as scheduled, the Adani Wilmar well on track to continue its growth plan. So we don't expect any material change, but continued sort of, if you look at year-on-year numbers, we'll broadly repeat them subject to like a massive event. So we continue to be a high double-digit growth company.
And if one has to understand the next business which you would be taking public, because I'm just going to take a second to explain this for our viewers, the way Adani Enterprises is that this is the mothership for the Adani Group, and this has incubated a lot of businesses, and those businesses, when they become big, they go public. We've seen that in case of Adani Green or Adani Wilmar. With that introduction for our viewers, can you tell us that out of the recent businesses which you've incubated, which is the next one in line to go public?
I don't have a precise detail on this, but the four businesses that would broadly achieve what we call capital and investment stability are as follows. We expect airports to achieve their capital stability around 2026-27, as is the roads portfolio and our data center business. It's very likely that we will be close to, or maybe a year out from achieving the investment stability and the return stability in the green hydrogen ecosystem as well. So broadly around 25, 26, 27, we expect one of these four businesses to be ready to stand on its own, where we as Adani Enterprise do not have to support them, and they can fully fund their own investment plans and growth plans, the organization structure, risk management, governance, board. So one out of these four will go, and that's as far as I can go.
Mr. Singh, curious to know what are the latest developments and project status of Adani New Industries?
So for Adani New Industries, as we stand today, we are into project execution mode. So the ecosystem in relation to supply chain is well advanced. So we have the cell and module line will reach 3.5 gigawatt around September. We expect our first of our 5.2 megawatt wind turbine is already erected on the ground, and we expect certification process to complete by December to January next year. Therefore, that will be a 2.5 gigawatt wind turbine. That's well on way. Our glass and ancillary factories are already up and running. Site identification, site preparation work for where the solar and wind plants will go to for the electrolyzer, that's all well underway. The really exciting part is that we are also well advanced to start the testing of the electrolyzers. And for that, we have already identified 3 sites, and we expect those to be up and running sometimes within the next 6 months. And we'll have full data on the electrolyzer performance in relation to if we are fully supported by solar wind or solar wind hybrids, so that we are ready by the time we come to full production in 2025. So on schedule, and the 3 business segments, which is the supply chain ecosystem, already well advanced. Testing of wind turbines already on the ground. Electrolyzer testing was commenced in about 6 months. So we're pretty much on track for first production of hydrogen towards the end of 2025.